Shalom. First, I want to say, Call Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ruchak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who have taught us young brothers his knowledge. Honors and salutations to you, Akim out there that's doing the work in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you. Shalom to the Akhwaf that believe as well. I'm back at you with another lesson, and as you can see, the title of the video, the article, right? CBDCs are a solution for a problem we don't have, and they want to implant it under your skin. And this was published, This was published July the 9th, which is this past Sunday. And when I found out that, just like any other topic concerning prophecy, that the Lord's making known, his word, through his men, and one of the major prophecies, of course, that we always, warn, our people of, is the prophecy of the MOTB, which is the charagma, also known as the RFID microchip, We warn you about this, because it's the thing that's going to be made mandatory, We know according to scripture that this is the hour of temptation when this device is made mandatory, okay? And if you don't know how it looks, I actually pulled it up. This is how it looks, okay? This is the RFID microchip. This is the new, This is the new currency, that's getting ready to be implemented, okay? So without any further ado, now I entitled this video, a prudent man, based on Proverbs 22, Let me get that real quick. Proverbs 22, okay? The book of Proverbs 22 and verse 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, But the simple pass on and are punished, Because we have to deal in prudence, on our daily walk, our daily journey, on this path of righteousness, for us Israelites that believe, and serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. We have to deal with prudence with everything we do, Now, if you don't know what prudence is, let me look it up on the blue there. I also got, on the online etymology, the word prudent, Now, the Hebrew word there is Arawam, Arawam, root word Iram. It says subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. Crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. Now, when you go to the online etymology dictionary, which I pulled up the word prudent. I'm sorry, I said road. Yeah, I pulled up the word prudent, and it says wise, discerning, judicious, with knowledge, knowing, skilled, sagacious, circumspect. Well, hey, the scriptures say that we're supposed to be circumspect, Let's get that too, Because we're supposed to be circumspect, of the evil that's around us. Now, this is the book of Ephesians, Because it's a synonym, The word prudent is a synonym for circumspect, Now, this is what the scriptures say about being circumspect, Ephesians 5:15. Actually, we're going to start at 14, Ephesians 5:14, it says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh Shai shall give thee light. Okay, because our people are in a spiritual, dead state of mind, when the Lord has caused, the light to shine upon us, but the, majority of our people, they refuse to accept the light, which the light represents the knowledge, man. They refuse knowledge, man. It says fools fools hate knowledge, man. And the Lord calls our people foolish in Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, in the 22nd verse. All right, so it says, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh Shai shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, right? Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right, it says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding. See, you're dealing with understanding. All right, when you walking in prudence, or you're being circumspect, you're dealing with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. All right, and also it means foresight. I'm gonna get that too, right? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord is that He's going to destroy Babylon. All right, the daughter of Babylon, which is America. All right, also known as Babylon the Great. All right, which is ruled by the Edomites, man. Okay, and another part of the will of the Lord is that to cause the wicked Esau, Edom, all right, which is the devil, to come down having great wrath, okay, because he have a short time, all right, to fulfill his ambitions of this new world order, all right. And a part of his new world order, you have the MOTB, which is the charagma, again, the RFID microchip, okay. And I'm going to get to the article here in a second. I'm going to grab another precept though, right? So let's go here. Before I get that precept, it says, continuing on, it says, with knowledge, deliberate, knowing, skill, sagacious, circumspect. It says, foreseeing right here. It says, Slakia. Foreseeing, right? See, and then also right here, it says foresight. All right, meaning to look ahead. All right, and the word circumspect, when you look at circumspect, not only you look ahead, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Not only you looking ahead, right? When you foresee something, right? You have a foresight, right? Well, the word circumspect means to look, to look all around you. Now let's look up circumspect, okay? It says, well, I forgot got on the online etymology, right? I ain't have to go there. Let's go here and do it, right? Circumspect. Because the word spect means to look, all right? The word circum means around, right? It says circumspect, cautious, wary, literally, right? Literally looking about on all sides. Yeah, you're looking all around, man. Yeah, it says look around, right? It says deliberate, guarded, well considered. Look around, take heed. All right, and that's how we ought to walk, man, on this journey of faith, man. All right, and a lot of our people again don't deal like they should. Okay, so let's go. All right, let's go from there to this article, right? Now the source is exposed news, right? Now it says, speaking about universal basic income, Professor Richard Warner said you will get 2,000 euros into your account every month. But of course, to run this efficiently, they'll say, we need to use the latest technology, so you need the CBDC chip implant, right? Now this is over in the UK. Remember, the UK is the mother of America, all right? America was born through the UK, or the United Kingdom. It says Professor Richard A. Warner is an economist and professor of banking and finance. He is known as the proponent of a new post-crisis monetary policy he called quantitative easing, when he proposed it in Japan in 1995 as chief economist of a British investment bank. Besides experience as senior managing director and senior portfolio manager at Bear Stearns Asset Management, he has worked as a researcher or consultant at the University of Oxford, the Bank of Japan, the Development Bank of Japan, and the Asian Development Bank, among others. He is involved in supporting the establishment of not-for-profit community banks through an initiative called Local First CIC. All right. So this man, he's a expert in the banking industry, and he was high up pretty much. All right, because it said that he's a chief economist, right? In an investment bank, it said that he, was a manager, in these different banking institutions. So he know a lot about the economy. All right, and he know how the banking system in particularly works. Okay, so for him to see that what it says, for him to see that the CBDC chip implant, as he called it, right, will be the next thing to use. All right, involving banking. All right, buying and selling, right, when you go into the prophecy. But right now we're talking about banking, all right, financially, right? He knows that this is the new CBDC. Okay, he wouldn't just be saying or making reporting, what he knows about the banking industry in an article, all right, and linking it with the RFID microchip. He wouldn't do that for no reason. Okay, that's because he knows something, man. Okay, so it says at the Amsterdam Science Summit in 2022, right? Professor Warner gave a lecture on central banking digital currency, CBDCs, right? The acronym, and the 2030 agenda, right? So he has foresight on what's going on. All right, excuse me. He knows something is getting ready to happen. Okay, now it goes on to say, because obviously he was part of these meetings, man. What the circles of the banking families were talking about, because when you're high up in the banking industry, all right, or banking institution, you know a lot, man. When you take on the title, when you take on the title of chief this or manager this, that means you're high up, okay? Especially at the banks he worked at, okay, in different countries, by the way. All right, not just over in the UK. This man worked in different countries, okay? So it says at the sidelines, at the sidelines of this year's Amsterdam Science Summit, he spoke to Ivor Cummins about the CBDCs and how high inflation has been orchestrated by central banks to further their agenda. Now, like I was just saying, he knows something's getting ready to happen. He must have been in those meetings, man. Because what agenda is he talking about? The NWO, okay, which is written on the back of a dollar bill. All right, Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Order of Ages or New World Order, man. Okay, and that's what we're living in the time of. And like I said in the last video I did about the RFIDs, the MOTB, right? I did another video the other day on the MOTB, right? And when you think about the New World Order, again, like I stated in the video, there's been multiple times that the nations have tried to do that, man. So this time around, Esau, all right, is in power, all right, and this is the second attempt of Esau, all right, to try to push people to be all one people, all right, and the part of this New World Order agenda, okay. Again, the dollar bill says Novus Ordo Seclorum, okay, and then it says Annuit Coeptus, all right. All right, if you don't know what that means, man, you should look it up. All right, he favors our enterprise. Okay, it says there are two aspects to quantitative easing, which is the QE acronym. Monetary policies that Professor Warner proposed, QE1 and QE2. QE1 is the central bank to step in and purchase the non-performing assets in the banking system. See, which the small hats control that. All right. And when I say the small hats, the people with the small hats on their heads and the long noses, man, that think they're the Lord's people, man. All right, they're the elites. They're the central banking families. Everybody knows central banking families are, man, from the Rothschilds on down. All right, the Rothschilds being the top. All right, and then you have, the other, offset of the Rothschilds, which, they're related. The Rockefellers, DuPont, Gettys, they all, the chief families of the house of Esau, Edom. Okay, it says Q1 is for the central bank to step in and purchase the non-performing assets in the banking system. The central bank buys up non-performing assets at face value, and the problem is solved. Banks have a strong balance sheet, but that won't be enough to get banks to increase credit. Yeah, because if Esau had any kind of sense, man, he wouldn't have ran his society based on credit. See, a lot of you people out there don't understand, all right, that are out here living in what you know as America. This is a credit-based society, man. Okay? Your money system in itself is credit-based, man. All right? It's not backed by anything, so it's not worth anything. All right? It's not backed by, real currency, which would be gold and silver. All right? You go into the scriptures, it always have been gold and silver and other precious things. All right? Even, incense and different things, maybe cattle, what have you. But was backed by something. Okay? The US dollar, just like the dinero during the time of the Romans, which the Romans were Edomites as well. All right. Then the dinero failed, right? Or denarius, right? It failed because it was a credit-based currency or fiat currency. And coming back, all right, through America, which that's referring to the deadly wound, or I'm referring to the deadly wound that was healed, right? As spoken about in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, right? Because Rome was revived through America. America is based on Rome, you see? And that's the reason why, again, the Edomites have created another fiat currency, man. And it's going to fail. And we live in a time that is failing right now. Right before our very eyes, that new currency, which would be the electronic RFID microchip, all right, the central banking digital currency will be implemented, all right, real soon. All right, we're in that time, man. So it says, let me continue on to read a little bit more. It says right here, so Professor Warner proposed QE2, which allows the central bank to force the banks to create more money and push it into the economy. Yeah, you'll have you've had this happening, several times. Okay, they push money into the economy to try to get the economy to going, but it always fails. All right, it makes the economy worse because it just accumulated or piled up debt on top of debt. Let me get a precept real quick. That makes me think of Habakkuk, man. Let me get that real quick. Excuse me. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. I'm starting at verse 5, right? Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations. Yeah, there's your one world order, right? Trying to make like the whole the whole society from east to west, north to south, all right, to have the nations within it to be one people. All right, that's why America is known as the great melting pot, because you have a representation of all the nations over here in America. And he wants it to be, a global thing where all people should be one. And the Heavenly Father separated the sons of Adam. All right, showing you that Esau, all right, is an adversary to the Heavenly Father, okay, and unto his son and unto us, his people, man. All right. It says, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tiny proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Yeah, because that's how Esau gotten everything that he got in the day, including America, all right, which he gotten from us, us so-called Seminoles, us so-called North American Indians, us so-called Mexicans, and Taínos, so-called Puerto Ricans, so on and so forth, man. All right. Just because you inherit something don't mean it's rightfully yours. All right. If something was stolen, it's still stolen, and it should be returned to the original owner. But we know that this place is going to be destroyed, and who wants this land back anyway? All right. But that's another topic or subject for another day. Okay. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay. Right? Because when you look up the word clay, all right, it's going to be a Hebrew word. I believe it's abayat. Let me see. Thick clay. Yes. Ibatyat. Okay. All right. Ibatyat, which means weight of pledges, heavy debts. Okay. And Esau, all right, is piled up with debt. All right. The the debt ceiling, which is over here in America. All right. You always hear talks about it being raised because why? The debt steadily increasing, man. America is so much debt, it can never pay it off. And you Israelites out there talking about reparations, but anyways, Oh, it's like I ain't gonna do the app. Let's go to another precept, all right? Because it speaks about Babylon not being healed. You clearly can't heal this place, man, of its debt or anything. It says Jeremiah 51, and let's see, Jeremiah 51, and I'm gonna go to verse 8, right to the point. Verse 8 and 9, right? It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Yeah, and that's getting ready to happen. Destruction of Babylon, which is, so-called America, all right, which is ruled by the Edomites. The destruction is coming. All right, that's the reason why everything is collapsing on this place, man. The infrastructure, all right, the agricultural system, okay, the money system, all right, everything, man, is collapsing, man. Civil unrest is brewing, right? So everything is collapsing on this place, and that's the will of the Heavenly Father, man. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? All right, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. Right? Verse 9, it says, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Right? So this place can't be healed, man. It says, forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Because we know the sins of America. We know the sins of America very well as Israelites, man. All right, hardcore slavery, genocide, rape, robbery, and murder of us, so-called Native Americans. All right, creating division amongst the tribes, putting the tribes one against another, which is all a part of the curses. But the sins of America is great. This is why they outlawing critical race theory, man. All right, this place is done, man. All right, but before this place is done, all right, again, all right, that mandatory implementation of the RFID microchip, all right, it has to be pushed. Okay. Now it says right here, I'm gonna read just a little more, and I'm gonna bring out, a few more scriptures, right? It says the money the non-bank sectors receive from the sale of the property will then be deposited into the seller's bank account. When an economy is experiencing deflation, that's how central banks can push money into the economy directly, Professor Warner explained. QE1 was followed by Japan in the 1980s, but the USA disallowed Japan subsequently, using QE2. And then out of the blue and at the wrong time, QE2 was adopted by the U.S. Federal Reserve and other central banks in March 2020, which the Federal Reserve was created by the central banking families, man. Okay, they don't even have any gold in the U.S. reserves. In the U.S. Federal Reserve, they did a show about that years ago, man. About there's no gold. Okay, because at one point, this government, our Esau's government, they did have gold, right? Excuse me, those elites of Esau, right, the central bankers, they took that gold. Okay, and you have it where you can't even go and request to even go and look anymore. People don't even speak about these things no more. And I remember that show before I even learned the truth. It was years before I learned the truth. Okay, years. Okay, and that was a puzzling question that was proposed, man. Where's the gold that the U.S. is supposed to have in the U.S. Federal Reserve, right? Anyways, let's continue on, man. And it says, and then out of the blue and at the wrong time, QE2 was adopted by the U.S. Federal Reserve and other central banks in March 2020. The intention of adopting QE2 at that time was to cause high inflation. Why? To move economies onto a CBDC. Again, that means central banking digital currency system. You have to think of CBDCs as a control system or a permit system, not a currency, Professor Warner explained. It's a conditional, let me scroll up a little bit. It's a conditional currency based on you actually getting that permit. See? This is, this is how they're going to have that total control over you, man. Okay. Now let's go down. It says, I'm going to start right here. Okay. It says, for example, in the 1970s, high inflation was orchestrated to cover up the move of the gold-backed US dollar to the petrodollar. Right. And that's true. I kind of mentioned, about the US dollar, but the US dollar was a credit-based, all right, paper note, all right, a reserve note that was created, all right, and it was supposed to be where you can have so many notes that was equated to so much gold. But take your notes right now and see, can you go get some gold, But anyways, let's continue on, right? It says, I'm gonna get down to the nitty-gritty, right? Because this man, he kind of went into a lot, and you can read the article if you want. Where is it? Bear me 1 second. Here we go. It says at the moment there's talk about CBCs. I'm sorry. At the moment there's talk about CBDCs being used via phone-based apps. Yes, that is the initial phase. But what was already ready around 2015 is the ultimate goal, what they really want. Apparently, I was told by a central banker, and he didn't disclose the name, right? Is CBDC looks like a small grain of rice that they want to put under your skin, which is my view, a violation of human dignity. Now, again, right? This is the device that he's referring to, the Professor Warner. See? The size of a grain of rice right here in this man's hand in this image I got up right here. All right. And the funny thing about that, of course the apostles on down. We've been speaking on this, all right, well, teaching on this prophecy for a long while, right? Not me, I'm a young man, right? But the apostles, right, which man, they've been laboring for a long time. Some before I was born, some when I was a little babe, little kid, so on and so forth, right? Now, the thing is, all right, you see that it's coming to pass. Okay. Now, let me get a precept real quick and I'm going to come back here, right? Because the Lord said before they spring forth, he tell you of them, right? Matter of fact, let's go to the other app so I can get the whole apocrypha involved as well. All right, let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras 15:1. Let me read that. All right, so it says 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Now, whom the Lord sent to speak in the ears of his people, his servants, the prophets. Okay, let me get that real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah 7:25, and it reads, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, right, the land of Mizraim, all right, the house of bondage, right, well, our forefathers, all right, sojourned there, all right, and we became a nation in old Egypt, right. It says, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have sent, it says, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. See, and that's how the Lord speaks to his people, okay, through his servants the prophets. Now it says this in the book of Amos, right? Let's get Amos 3:7, and it reads, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants the prophets. Okay, so that's how the Lord speaks unto his people, all right, through his servants the prophets. All right, the Israelites that are special, or I'm going to say like this, the Israelites that were created to do a special purpose for the Lord, okay, which is to go out and declare his word unto his people, man, okay. And that's how the Lord tell you things before they happen. All right, as far as you Israelites out there, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you know, because the prophets are out here, man, okay, from the apostles on down, man, okay. They are fulfilling their offices, prophets, you have, deacons, elders, bishops, all right, teachers, right? We're all fulfilling our offices in the body, man. All right. It says Isaiah 42 in verse 9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. See? So this is what the Lord told Isaiah to tell to his people. All right, before they spring forth, he do tell them of them. And the Lord raised up his men, okay? It's the Lord that have ordained the prophets, all right? Like the Lord told Jeremiah, right? In the book of Jeremiah 1, in verse 5, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. All right, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations, man. Okay, and so that's the Lord's doing. Okay, it's not up to us. All right, and the Lord make known who his servants are. You better believe that. Just like the Lord told, let's go to Numbers 12. The Lord told Aaron and Miriam, man. All right, that he would make his servant known. Okay, now this is Numbers 12:6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in the vision and will speak unto him in the dream. All right. So there you go, man. The prophets received the visions, all right, or dreams, all right. And the Lord put on the spirit of them to have them written down on paper. Okay. And you have the different scribes that written, all right, even for the prophets of old, okay? All right, Baruch, the name one, which, he written for the prophet Jeremiah, okay? And that's just an example I'm going to give you, So let's move from there, okay? back to the article, it says, excuse me, it says, yes, the initial phase, I'm sorry, not that one. I'm right here, Slovakia. It says, but what was already ready round about 2015 is the ultimate goal, what they really want. Apparently, I was told by a central banker is CBDC looks like a small grain of rice that they want to put under your skin, which is my view, a violation of human dignity. Now, when you go into the scriptures in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, which is the prophecy, all right, of that, size of a grain of rice, device, all right, which is called the RFID microchip, all right. That's prophesied in the Holy Scriptures, all right. And the reason why, they want you to get implanted with that, because that is the MOTB, all right, and that's a part of their New World Order, okay. And this is something that's, excuse me, that's something that's been done in the open, right before our very eyes, right? And they, they wonder why the Bible is the book that's, the most sought after book, especially in these times, okay. And the scriptures say that knowledge shall be increased. Let me get that real quick. All right, knowledge. All right, let me get that real quick. I believe that's Isaiah. Okay, let me see here. Let's see. Let me get. Matter of fact, it's a one of Isaiah. Isaiah 11:9, right? I'll read it over here on this app, so I can get both of those precepts. So let's go to Isaiah 11:9 first. It says, Isaiah 11:9, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. And the knowledge of the Lord, all right, is being pushed throughout the earth, all right, which is the gospel, okay, all right, and the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven is being sent to the elect of Israel, man, the elect of our people, okay, and you still have it where, yeah, all Israelites have heard, all right, but all Israelites won't hearken, okay. That's why I said the elect, because the Lord is going to come back and deliver his elect. Matthew 24:30. See? Now let's get the one in Daniel, all right? Let's get the one in Daniel. All right. This is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 12, right? It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end, which we're in the end right now, the end of Esau's world, man. Remember, Esau is the end of the world. We see Esau's world crashing. All right, and it says Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, which Jacob represents, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. We're Jacob, okay? It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. See? And the Lord is causing this knowledge to be pushed throughout all the earth through his men, all right, through the unicorn, all right, which is the internet. All right, like the apostles always say, from Apostle Hart on down, the internet do the heavy lifting, which it does, okay, because the internet is how the elect is being sealed, all right, through hearing the word, which they're not coming all the way over to New York to hear the elder apostles, but when they see the videos on the internet, that's how they learn. Excuse me, that's how we all learn, okay, through watching videos. You went to a camp, you listen, Went home, watched videos for hours. You know, I mean, of course, I mean, I can only speak for myself. You know, I'm sure you know your brothers as well have done it, but let me speak for myself. I watch videos on videos, man, hours, man. All right, of listening, excuse me, and learning, right? And that's how I began to learn knowledge, all right, and understanding of the scriptures. Okay, so let's go from there to the book of all right, Revelation 13, which is the prophecy of that device that's the size of a grain of rice, right? Let's go to it. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, and then he is Esau, Edom, all right, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. Now we know that word, all right, is the charagma, which goes back to the Greek language. Okay, the charagma, which is going to be something that's inserted, which a synonym for inserted is to be implanted. When you look up the word insert, it gives you the synonyms, man. All right, the synonyms of words in marriage, because it means the same thing. All right, that's why you call it synonyms. They're similar, man. Synonyms are similar or same as. All right, now let's go to the blue letter, right? Pull up the word mark. All right.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
It says a stamped and imprinted mark, right? Now, this word right here, imprint. Let's define imprint, the root word imprint. Imprinted is past tense. Now we're going to look up everything, right? Let's get it. Pull up the whole thing, right? And it says, impress or stamp a mark or outline on the surface or body. Yeah. The hand is connected to the body, right? The forehead is on the body, right? On the head of the body, right? Now you see it says similar, stamp, punch, print. All right, impress, mark, engraved, boss, etch, emboss, right? Similar to fix, establish, stick, lodge. You know, you lodge something under the skin, right? All right, implant, right here, implant. Okay, implant is a synonym. So there you go, man. All right. It says back in Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand, right? Or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath that charagma, right? That device that's the size of a grain of rice, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay. This is here, man. Like, you know, I made a video kind of lambacking off of Elder Ashayar, man. All right. And, you know, he made a video entitled, It Is Here. All right. Referring to the MOTB. Okay. But make no mistake about it. It's here, man. It's definitely here, man. Okay. Now let's go. Let me see here. All right. A couple more precepts and I'm gonna end it. Like, hey. All right, let me, matter of fact, before I go, let's go to 14 real quick. Because you always gotta read the judgment, right? So there's a action, all right, and for every action there's a consequence, good or bad. All right. For every action there's a decision that's going to be made based upon that action, man. Okay. Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, which is Esau's system, If you agree to get down with this NWO, right? Excuse me. It says in his image, right? This man's system and his vain way of living, right? All the philosophies he pushed, all right, that Babylonian juice or wine, right? It says and receive his mark. Again, that word mark is the Greek word charagma, okay? It says and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. See, notice it don't say right hand in that instance. It says in his hand, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented in, excuse me, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, which are the missiles, right? That's that nuclear fire that's going to come, man, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, all right? And we know who the Lamb is. The Lamb is Yahweh Shai. Now let's go over to the book of, same book, I'm sorry, Revelation 19, okay? And we'll go to verse 20, right? And close with this one, right? Revelation 19 and 20. And the beast was taken, right? Because when you go into prophecy concerning how the beast is going to be taken, all right, the Most High Father, Yahweh, is going to send his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, back, all right, to take down Esau and his society, man, and destroy it. Whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And he's the one that's going to come back with the innumerable amount of angels, all right, that's going to be in the chariots, which are the so-called UFOs, all right. Notice they keep popping up in the news, right? They keep popping up in the news, okay? Because it's that time that Esau is going to be judged, man. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. All right. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone, and that's going to be created right here in the land is America. All right. The Lord has a heavy judgment, all right, for Babylon the Great, because Babylon will be overthrown as in the day of Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know that Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown by fire that was rained from heaven. And we know that the Lord had the scientists, right, according to Isaiah 54 and 16, right, the smith that blew up the coals in the fire, which are the scientists that created the ICBM missiles. They're going to be used, man. All right, and they're going to be used by the Most High himself to get to the nitty gritty, right? And he's going to make this place, all right, a lake of fire, man. All right, that's how many missiles is going to hit this place, man, and take it out. And those of you that receive, all right, that mark or charagma, which is the RFID microchip, you're going to be a part of that fire, man. That great sacrifice that the Lord have in the land of Idumea, all right, and Basra was another title for America. Okay, so hey, you better consider, all right, that the Lord has truly sent his men to warn you, man. Okay, we're not here, all right, to just give thoughts of our own mind. No, we're out here, all right, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have brought us into the fold, all right, to do this work that we, all right, been commanded to do, man. Okay, and to warn, all right, the people, man, of the Lord, which is you Israelites, man, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Americans, man. So hey, like it says in Ezekiel, the blood's off our hand. We warned you. So those of you that take that charagma, all right, that RFID microchip, that's on you, man. All right, to the elect, shalom.